Hello, hello. I'm just hooking up a signal generator to my coil here. All right, let's give it a whirl. Maybe we should hook up a multimeter to that. We're going to want this one. It's one of these clips. Yeah, I don't like it. Yeah, that's not going to work. Matter of fact, I'm going to throw this one out. I hate bumping into that problem over and over again. All right. Pick this up. So I got a transformer coming on Tuesday. But until then, we're just going to mess around. I tried hooking it up to this coil for the AC, and it's not enough. I mean, on my pulse motor, I have a coil that'll generate a lot of AC, but no current. Not enough current. Frequent problem that I get running anything above 26 gauge. You get a nice little bit of current with 26. Anything thicker than that, but below that, or thinner, that's what I mean. So I'll put this right over here. Well, it's my first decent try, and I had a problem. I didn't measure the wire first, and I started just winding it off the spool. And honestly, you can figure out what my problem was pretty quickly. The wire started twisting, so I ended up making it maybe making the smaller one first. Oh yeah, there's a lot of current going through there. Holy cow. At 1 hertz, there's a lot going through there. Okay. Maybe turn the voltage down a little bit. It's only at 2. We'll turn that down. All right, it's at 0.6 of a volt, and we're pulling 600 milliamps. So maybe we'll try and light something. Oh, I can feel that. That's pretty cool. We're at 17 hertz. Okay, I'm liking some of these results that I'm getting. It says that we're generating from the coil the way it is set up 126 micro DC volts. I'm going to look at the oscilloscope real quick. Barely anything. Oh, we are at like 0.6 of a volt. So I think I'm gonna turn it up to 100 hertz. Oh, you can hear that. That's pretty cool. I'm not really trying to spin it. It would be cool if I could spin it, but I'm really just testing the harmonics here, like what kind of frequency I'm getting off of 100 hertz at 0.66 volts. I mean, we're pulling 450 milliamps. I like that sound though. Wow. 300 hertz. I don't know if you can hear that. .400 hertz. 200 milliamps. 500 hertz. 600 hertz. 700 hertz. I think that's really neat. Wow. This is my first time experimenting with a pancake coil, so this is just DC going in. I can't wait to get my AC transformer going. It's coming on Tuesday. That's going to be a blast. So I'm going to move this over here so you can see what we're putting into it. All right, and then when I turn on the signal generator, we're going to pull some voltage or some current. That's awesome. $800 hertz. And then having that magnet just chilling there in the center is actually helping with the noise, making the sounds per every 10 hertz. There's definitely a very significant change in the sound the coil makes. But over here, you see that big coil right in front of you, like that thick one, this one right here. I had that hooked up to it, and it didn't like register any because there's no current. I even have a big thick piece of iron in the center of that, and there's no current really. But it'll generate like 200 volts of AC electricity. So this little coil right here is awesome. It's Litz wire coil. It's about 24 strands of 26 gauge, and it's about 20 turns. And it's twisted. It's very elaborate to get as much copper in a space as possible. And I think it works pretty well without, sacrificing the thickness of the wire. So I don't know. I mean, it's a happy medium. And this coil right here is hooked up to an extension of this coil. So there's only one power input, but this is definitely a different circuit. Uh, it's cool. As you can see, this is a multi-filer coil as well. It's got 2 drives in it, but only one is hooked up currently. So that's pretty cool. I like that. And like I said, the pancake coil, I made a small one. The next one I make will probably be bigger, and then we'll see how the two of them interact with each other. So I'm digging how my every 10 hertz, probably every hertz, there's a sound change, but every 10 hertz, it's pretty pronounced. Nothing personal. Uh, I would appreciate it if you'd try to translate to English. So at 0.6 of a volt, let's check our harmonics. See if we can hear them. Over the grind right there. All right, here we go. $900. Woo, that's high. And we're down to 180. At 900 hertz, we're pulling 180 milliamps at 0.6 volts. That's a lot of milliamps for the low voltage, though. We're gonna go up to 1,000. We're down to 169. So as the frequency goes up, wow, dude, the oscilloscope here is giving me some readings. Man, I want to show this. It's the best way to do it. Probably this. Wow, that's crazy. All right, so let's. Wow, okay. So we adjust the time and the voltage. We get a better idea of what's going on there. Looks like my pulse motor coils. That's awesome. I wonder how we can like level that out somehow. That's all one-sided. Maybe we need another one kind of hooked up on top of it or below it. It looks like it's multi-phasing too. That's pretty neat. Definitely coasting there. That's cool. All right, let's turn it up a little bit more. See how low we can get that. So that's 2,200 hertz. And we're drawing 1.47 milliamps. Wow, this thing is powerful. I wonder what would happen if I turn the voltage up even a little tiny bit. All right, we're at 0.8 of a volt, and we're up to 180 milliamps, and that's definitely a louder tone. There's 1 volt. Whoo! That is nice and loud. 1,000 hertz. 1 kilohertz. Now I'm just putting the magnet there so you can hear it. That it's not just coming from the machine. Wow, that is so neat. I don't know why I'm so enthralled by that noise, but it's freaking cool. So this is a whole volt in. This is awesome. I mean, we're going 250 milliamps now. Come on, deuce, deuce, 2200. All right. Yeah, we're at 1 volts and 150 milliamps. And that's awesome. The fact that it's drawing that much is pretty cool. Let's see about this. Not at this rate. It's pulsing way too fast for it to even catch. So I'd say probably around 7 or 8 hertz. That might spin. Oh wow, our wave here is a little bit more choppy. It might be because it's my first coil and it's a little not circular. I find a different way to stabilize it, but yeah, we're getting some wild spikes here. All right, so I'll cut that. Whew, yeah, this is interesting. You know, I never usually experiment like this. It's always something moving, but now it's like, no, it doesn't have to move. That's great. um, I'm using this signal generator, and it's hooked up to that transistor up there. Yeah, you get above 1,000 hertz, and that hum, like, it's awesome, but still changes at every 10 hertz interval, like, significantly. You could probably make it change every hertz or every decibel of a hertz. But that 10 hertz differential is very pronounced. So at 1 hertz, we're drawing 800 milliamps. You can see the ball like trying to move. All right, so that's 1. Go 2. 3. 4. be awesome if we could get like a trigger for this thing, but signal generator is going to have to do for now. Maybe there's some math I can do to make one equal the other. Six hertz. Seven hertz. That one kind of 8 hertz. Wants to go. 9. That's only 1 volt though. I think I need more voltage to make this thing move. I mean, go 1.5. Yeah, that helped out a lot, actually. I don't know. It's definitely not as good as a trigger. There we go. Wow. Yeah, I'm getting a AC transformer is coming on Tuesday. Until then, this is what I got. We're pulling like 1.5 amps on this. Wow, I feel that. Sweet. Okay. Okay. That's good. I'll check it out. Still don't know what exactly I'm checking out. Is it the Thane C. Hines transformer? Because I know that isn't this. That requires that I replicate it. And I'm pretty sure those specs are pretty specific. So I don't know. I will look at it though. Heck yeah, that was a good one. I'm getting some motion out of that, I'm pretty sure. So you're saying that this is open source? There's an open source venue for me to check out to get the best build for the transformer that I'm attempting to build. All right, I got it. I will check that out. I think it's working out pretty good. I think that it's responding really well. I'm going 1 hertz at a time now. There it goes. Oh, I can hear it now. Wow, dude, that is like low and very spaced out. We're getting some different readings over here on the oscilloscope. It sounds like an engine revving up. We're at 300 hertz. I'm going to go 10 at a time. $700. $2,100. I know, 1,100. I thought. There's 21. Whew. Yeah. Huh. I love the signal generator, and knowing how to use it is just as fun as playing with it. It's because you can blow one up pretty easily. I love that. It's cool. That's cool. And then that's cool. It's working better than it was in the middle. All right, here, let's do this. We'll go up to 7. I know that it works a lot better with a trigger coil. There we go. And try and juice it up a little bit. Woohoo! We got it. Oh man, I had a feeling it was gonna flip. So back down to 12. We were at 12 when it took off. That was awesome. There it goes again. Yeah. Woohoo! So 12 hertz at 1.5 volts. That is a spherical rotor spinning in a cup on a pancake coil. Awesome. That is awesome. It's spinning, Caleb, on the pancake coil. That is awesome. That
Well, I'm touch it.
is going to go down in history right there.
So
Video footage of it happening.
What happens if you touch it?
I'm spinning a spherical neodymium magnet on a pancake coil.
What happens if you touch it?
It's going to stop. It works, man, at 12 hertz.
I forgot that doesn't work.
Wow. Haha. My mic was off. How cool is that? Oh, it's dead. All right, my mic died, so I'm swapping mics real quick. So we're just checking to see the sphere move, how long it'll spin for. Sorry about not having there be any sound. I've been talking for like the past half an hour. But these mics, man, they got little batteries in them. So that's been spinning for about 20 minutes now. Thank you, sir. Kyran. Voo. Thank you. And I found when I moved it off center that it worked that much better. Yeah, yeah. Well, it's probably a good thing because, yeah, man, I was going off on that last gentleman that said that the FBI was coming. I mean, God. I mean, I think I put the FBI in the hidden channel. Really, some channel called FBI, and or maybe I didn't, but they were definitely here and asking me about my stuff, and I was like, yeah, this is what it is. This is what it does. This is why I'm doing it. But I don't know. I banned a lot of people for, saying that they're contact the local authorities about anything. You're gone. Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. All right. That means I should definitely get back on track. I got off track for a little bit, but let's get back on track. We're going to leave the ball spinning. We're going to tilt the camera a little bit. Now, I like this motor that I got going here, this coil. This tiny one right here is actually super duper strong, and it doesn't draw very much, but when you got them both together, it draws about 300. So that's 12 volts going into this motor over here. And yeah, it's drawing 300 milliamps. So we're going to go over here. We're going to look where the circuit starts right here. So the little coil's hooked up here. There's the start. There's our power supply. 12 volts in, 12 and a half. And then we have our extension, which is that yellow clip on the collector, going over to our second transistor, which is hooked up to our second coil. And there's 2 drives on that coil, which I can now use as a generator circuit. Actually, that'd be pretty sweet. Hook it up to a bridge rectifier and then use that second circuit as a generator circuit. That'll be sweet. Hell yeah. So you virtually have both of these coils running on the same power supply. And so there's 12 volts parallel, and then the amps increase and decrease based on what's needed. So 5 to 8 will be a generator circuit. So this black one right here, and this green one right here, I'm going to hook to a bridge rectifier. But this is awesome because I had no idea that this was going to happen. I thought it wasn't going to spin, but it's spinning. Woohoo! So I think I want to turn the voltage up a little bit more. On this ball real quick. So 2.5. So up to 14 hertz. Okay. So 14 and then up to 15 is when it stopped. So that's our window from 11 to 14 hertz is where the ball spins at. I think it's going to be that way all the way up no matter what voltage you put in. I think it might even spin on the lower ones, lower frequency. So that's 7. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 13 hertz, 14 hertz, 15 hertz, 16. Oh, we caught something here. 17. So you start shaking. I'm pretty sure it'll go up even higher, but I don't want it to fall over. If I grab that, it'll stop. So that's why I'm not doing that. That is too cool. And I knew it would work kind of in my head. I just needed to make it work. so I could be sure. And that's awesome. I didn't even I'm so glad I have that to show you guys, because I didn't know like 100% sure that it was going to move like that, but it doesn't look like it's going to stop. Wow. $18 hertz. Not up. There it goes. Wow, that was pretty awesome though. It got all the way up to 19. So it can reach higher. It just, I don't know what the problem is. Maybe it's too unstable. Like if I glued it to the coil, would that help? I don't want to do that, but wow, dude, that is too cool. Oh, there's these other magnets that I like to use, that I have used in the past. They're 3-inch cylinders. And they are very like, they have a very fine point, and it's very strong. I'll be right back. All right. Oh, it stopped. Haha. I wonder what else we could do that has to do with this pancake coil. Put some graphite powder in there if I can find it. Yeah, I don't know. The oscilloscope isn't really showing me too much. .33 volts. Mm. That might be it. I don't know what's going on now. It's just turned it up too much. So like 3 volts is not good for this. It's at 2.5 right now. Two volts. Yeah, that's good. Seems like it's in a nice spot now. Wow. And I mean, just this very casual experimenting with the different voltages is teaching me a lot. Like where the resonance is, like Beat was saying, how the coil resonates with the sphere at like 12 hertz. I think it's because the coil's so small too. A lot of the pancake coils that I see are a little bit wider, but that one is definitely working, and I'm happy with it for my first good one that I would consider good. I have another one, but it's like it's not that great. And the other one was the first one. I think it's right here, actually. So this means I have 2 of them. So, but it's like not round, but it's flat, and the center's pretty big. But yeah, having them both have the frequencies like of the 2 coils hit each other, because in the bifilar sense they're already doing that, but in like a 2 bifilar sense These will bounce off of each other at that high-pitched noise, and it'll create another high-pitched noise. It will be like 2 times the frequency of either one of these coils when you combine them together. Whew. And then I got channel 1 and channel 2 on this thing over here, so I might even be able to do it right now. Mm. I just don't know where to get the the readings from, because I know that the frequency of each coil and then the combination of the two, where do I get that reading from? And this is a DC variation of the coil. I'm using a DC power supply to run this right now. But I do know that the coil functions at its best with using AC power. So we're going to get that hooked up in a day or two. Maybe I will glue it. Just a little dab of glue right there, and then it won't move around. I think when the bowl starts wiggling, it moves the sphere, and now this coil is 14 gauge and the other coil is 12 gauge. I think it's going to be awesome though. It's going to take me a while to hook it up right, and I want to do that. So I have to wait for a little bit. Because I'm going to use the same signal generator to pulse both of the coils. That's why I need some time. Because I can blow that thing up easily, and I don't want to do that. And just that means when I say blow it up, it's a signal generator that can fry very easily if you hook it up incorrectly. What would be really cool is if I could like turn it up to 800 and then be able to start the ball at 800. And just, without a trigger coil, I don't see that being even close to possible. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see a sphere spinning at 800. That'd be, well, it'd be wicked. I think I've had it going on, like when I was using the SG coils to, they had a trigger coil. And yeah, that sphere would set it off and then pow, pow, pow. Awesome. So I can spin the ball other ways, but this way is actually pretty cool. And I know that that's all that it's going on right now, but it's pretty awesome in my mind. So here, this right here is how it's all happening. This is how the transistor's hooked up. It's an MPN. You got your signal generator hooked up to the base. You got your power hooked up to the collector. You got your coil hooked up to the emitter. And you got the other end of the coil hooked up to the dump in the power supply, the ground. Just a really easy circuit. I want to do something with the vibration. Yeah, I'm really tired, man. Been really depressed lately, dealing with jack holes. Don't you hate that? I mean, a lot of people out there probably don't have to deal with jack holes, but I've just been doing it all week this week, and I'm exhausted. I'm depressed. And I'm, not in a good mood about it. But I think doing this actually helps a lot. And this has nothing to do with this. This is just real life kicking me in the ass. It's hard to deal with right now. This is actually cut loose, man. This is a godsend. It's a break from everyday life for a little bit. I like to try and get away for about 3 hours a day. But yeah, still nothing outlasts the Energizer spherical. Oh, I do want to show something. This contactless dynamo, if we haven't seen it yet. Just shut this up real quick. All right, let me turn on the power. This light is extremely efficient, but this dynamo literally generates like 5 volts of DC electricity. And that is a very efficient light. Woo, yeah. All right, it was a little stiff, but now it's moving. The contactless dynamo, the closer it gets, the more awesome it is. No, I found a way to bypass or that came with it to hook it up to a. You just plug a wire into this end right here, and you clip one end of the wire, you clip another end of this metal part right here, and there you go. There's the two connections that you need to make it work. It's really awesome. I don't know if it'll run the motor, but it'll definitely generate 5 or 6 extra volts that can go into the motor. I think it would be better off helping a motor run instead of running a motor itself. And that sphere is still spinning. That is cool. Uh, I'm wondering where my bridge rectifier may be. I don't know. I might have one stashed away somewhere. I know I have a bunch of them. There's one right there. Great. So one of the drives in this coil, we hook to this. All right, I'm going to lift this out of here. Well, I don't need to do that. I just need to lift this up and close this. There we go. There we go. Right. So we'll get both of those coils working together and see what happens. We'll pulse them at the same rate first, and we'll go from there. Now, I am sure that the little coils that I built will be able to pick up on these coils. They'll be able to pick up very well on the coils. Like this one right here is a 4-filer. It's got 26, 28, 30, and 32 gauge in it. Very thin wire. I was using it as an amp funnel coil. It works very well as an amp funnel coil because all the strands are different gauges, and that's what the amp funnel is all about. It's like the one build that tells you that you should do everything that you shouldn't do in other builds. And when I figure out what that is, I'll let everybody know. But I'm definitely going to hook up that brown coil over there, the gold one, to work in tandem with this red one. And we'll see what we can get off of that. I don't know. Should I just try and light a light with that big coil right there? Just by putting it on top of this one? I don't know. I have no idea how this stuff works, but I'm going to figure it out. Very cool. And I think the Litz wire coils are cool too. The only difference about this one is I wrapped it, I twisted it counterclockwise and I wrapped it clockwise. So when I try to spin this thing counterclockwise, it won't work. When I spin it clockwise, it works really, really good. Like, but I think that if I wanted everything to be in unison, then I would unwrap it and I would wrap it again counterclockwise so that everything would be counterclockwise or anti-clockwise, whichever way you prefer to say it. And that's this coil right here. When I realized that I had wrapped it 20 turns clockwise, I was like, oh man, is that going to affect? And I think it is affecting the way that it works. Still works really well, but it won't work spinning it counterclockwise. Hell yeah, the tandem part, and I'm looking forward to that. Because they're both gonna resonate a frequency, and when those two frequencies come together, that resonant frequency is gonna be um, 2 times as high, or even more than that. It's gonna be exponentially more frequency. The only problem is I do not know how to measure that data. The two frequencies interacting with one another it's like a sonar, you know. There's no wire to connect to measure that. But I'm thinking that there will be residual that I can pick up in the wire, but I don't know if it'll be differentiated as the combination of the two from itself. If you get what I'm trying to say. I don't know if it's going to be the right reading, just reading it from the coil. But if it goes up into the megahertz, that's the reading we're looking for. Like 1.28 megahertz is what I saw as a reading for what I'm looking for. Sure, yeah, multiple coils. It's just that interaction between the two that is very wireless interaction. I'm trying to scope that out. Oh, that's too neat, man. Still spinning. I know it stopped a couple times, but I think it's been going now for like 20 minutes. No more retards, please. What's up, Kayla? Want to come in? I know it takes a huge amount of power, brain power, and stuff that, I mean, come on, man. There should be a way that that I can like literally go to YouTube and say, hey man, this he has to be like reduced to the kids level YouTube. So when I say no kids allowed, they can't get in here. There's enough of that crap without me even thinking about it. So I'm not even not gonna do it. That's crazy. And the way I figure it is, if they ask me to stop for some reason, um, I'm more than willing to do that. You know, I love doing this stuff, and everything's new to me like every day. So, you know, it keeps me occupied, and that's a good thing. But yeah, man, ridiculous stupidity. I can't. But I mean, at least he was specific. Are you building a bomb? Of course, I'm not building a bomb. Show me the scat, moron. I like the name though. It's a cool name, Maximilian. Oh, that's an awesome name. So I don't know. I know I got to sit down and think about the next move that I'm going to make before I make it. So I'm just kind of, you know, we're going to recap. We're going to go over this several times. I mean, I got this ball to start spinning. I first started with the ball in the center, and I tried to get that spinning, but then I noticed that this wire right here is actually the only part of the coil that's not flat, and it's in the center. So that might not be good for the whole thing. But I moved it over to the side here of the coil and just the flat part, and it works really, really good. That sphere has been spinning now for 20 minutes. It's a pretty good pancake coil. It's a bifilar pancake coil. I think that's how you make them. Got another bifilar right there. We are going to try and hook these both up together and pulse them at the same rate to start, and then we're going to mix it up a little bit. We got my multi-filar coils over here. They're pretty badass. They got some torque to them, some push. And now I got a circuit free, some wire free to run a bridge rectifier through it, and we'll get some more energy. We'll light up some of these light bulbs that I got lying around, like these big ones. Get that going. And this is all for the next stream because I was just doing this one to show this coil, man. I made it last night, and it does what it's supposed to do, man. I'm happy with it. It's not the best shape in the world, but and then this is going to be where we're moving towards. This is where we're going to end up. Instead of that big table out there, we're going to get down to this. It's a nice flat surface, and we're going to have the 10 millimeter shaft. I'm just waiting for my, what do you call it? My phalanges. So it's how I'm going to make it straight, and it's how I'm going to tie it to the wood down there. Screw it in. Oh, I had this one going real fast the other day, and the tape kind of flipped off, and oh man, it was a mess. We got it. We had 2 motors running, and we had 3 circuits hooked up on 1 power supply, and it was all hooked together, and it was all running on 1 power supply at about 0.8 amps. But that's good. I mean, it was 2 motors running. 1 motor had 2 drives in it, and it was awesome. I didn't get a live stream on it though. Or maybe I did. I don't remember. But using similar circuitry to this over here with the connector wire right here to this one. And that's running both of these coils now. So you see the wheel move a lot, but it still hasn't drawn any amps yet. So it's working. It's working very well. So now it'll draw 300 milliamps, and it'll get going probably around 1600. My tach meter's missing though. Oh, here it is. Sweet. So that's 4,000 divided by 4. That's 1,000 RPMs right there, and it's continuing to increase. Thanks, B. Awesome. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Your congrats on your work too, man. That's awesome. Star Coil for the win. So we get very little illumination from our lights, but that's not what they're for, to light up. They're there for resistance. The 120 volt light provides a lot of resistance. Now look at it. That's 20 volts. That's awesome. But I'm not going to rev it up like that too much. All right, so I will have by Tuesday a Variac AC transformer. So I'll be able to run these coils on AC frequency, or AC voltage, I should say. All right, well, I'm going to call it a day for right now. I'm going to take a break. I might do another one later on this evening. Definitely see you tomorrow. Peace out. Have a wonderful night. Please subscribe. Bye now.